This video is going to upset quite a lot of people, so I'm just giving you a bit of warning now. If you've had a bad night's sleep or you're feeling irritable, come back to this video another time. Now probably isn't the time because you're just going to be more annoyed by the end of it. My goal here though isn't to annoy people, it's to get you thinking, because this is the truth. There is a lot of money being made marketing to men things that are supposed to impress women and impress other people, and the truth is they don't. And it's amazing how powerful marketing can be. You can get people to stop believing their own eyes. It's that powerful. Something is staring you in the face and you'll still pretend it's not there. That's how good this marketing is. I'm going to get into it in a second. The reason most men will never be high testosterone is for the same reason. Although I love my parents, they do give some very bad advice. And it's for the same reason they haven't had certain things in their lives. And it's for the same reason a lot of people are led astray, especially in their 20s and 30s. And I would argue that that reason is societal programming, propaganda. It will get you, quite a lot of you guys watching this, or it will get a lot of people, maybe you guys not so much, but a lot of men will fall for this trap, where they will see testosterone blood tests that cost $100 or $200 and they'll go, what? $200? Or they'll see lifetime consulting from me that will set them up for the rest of their lives, physically, mental health, libido, productivity, ambition, energy, all of it. $800 or $900, I can't even remember, it's $800 or $900. And they'll go, oh my God, you're a scammer. Ugh. And then someone will say, here's a house. You're going to need a £50,000 deposit. And there is no guarantee that the roof isn't going to cave in or that the boiler's not going to break. All these things cost tens of thousands to fix. You're going to be in debt for the next 20 years. This is going to be a liability. If you're not going to be making any cash flow from this, you're not going to be renting it out. It is a liability, not an asset. Now hand over that 50 grand. They'll go, oh, okay. And they just won't question it at all. It's complete brainwashing. And I say pounds, use the dollar equivalent for you guys in the US. Most guys on YouTube, though, seem to be British for some reason, which is fine by me. And it's priorities, and it's using your brain, and it's critical thinking. And I would say there is a societal programming angle to this, where, you know, it's just the normal thing to do, following the normal path. Go into a crap load of debt, slave yourself away for the rest of your life, have those cortisol levels through the roof. Then when you have kids that you can't really afford, that makes things even worse. So there's that societal angle, pretending it's still the 1950s, which it isn't. And I would say there's a biological angle to this as well, which is that heterosexual men, which I assume most of you watching this are, want women. And we're always looking for ways to get that. And there's a lot of propaganda out there that will say having a Range Rover or a Mercedes is going to allow you to achieve that goal. And you get guys like First Man on YouTube, I like most of his stuff, but like he really leans into the having a nice apartment and a Range Rover and whatnot. I've had some nice apartments in the past. I promise you they make no difference in terms of whether or not women really want you. It makes no difference. Dominant behavior does. I am not the most handsome guy in the world, but being very handsome, yeah, my brother and some mates from the past have been. That's what women really want. It's the guy that's very handsome, or the guy that's very dominant, or the guy that's very good in bed. Testosterone will help you directly with the latter two. It won't make you handsome. It can certainly help you get a thicker beard and that kind of thing. But it will make you confident directly. It will make you better in bed directly, especially if you've not had morning wood in a while. Erectile dysfunction, testosterone attacks these things head on. Makes a huge difference. This is the stuff that women actually want. I promise you, this is the truth. They don't want some dude who's trying to compensate with a Range Rover that costs him £1,500 a month or whatever. He's leasing it, so he can't really afford it. This is seriously my point I'm trying to make. You would be far better off putting that £1,500 a month into yourself, meaning literally your physical body, the way you look, your energy, your hormones, your mental health. Testosterone helps with all these things. So it could be blood tests every 3 months, which doesn't even begin to... Every 3 months doesn't even begin to touch the $1,500 a month thing. Testosterone squad is about £40 a month. And you get guys who... will be leasing a fancy car that costs them £1,000 a month or whatever, and then they'll be asking me all these questions about is the price of the testosterone squad going to be locked in, or is it going to be going up in the future? They're basically pooing themselves over $37 a month, and it's like, man, you've got bigger issues here. Seriously, it's about reprioritizing things and ignoring the marketing. It is not an accident. I think men realise now, I don't think there's any man out there that's stupid enough to think that flowers is what gets women. I think everyone knows that now. But I think there's a whole lot of guys out there who think that a BMW... There's still a lot of guys out there today, despite Tinder, despite all the online dating stuff, that still think that a BMW is the answer, or a fancy apartment. And I'm trying to say, it's not the answer. There's more important things you can be doing that will improve your health and your mental well-being and your productivity and a few other physical things all at the same time that costs way less money. That's what I'm trying to get across. Is to think critically and objectively about this stuff. Ask yourself really what you want in the first place, why you're doing these things. Because if you really, really, really do want kids, that's different. But I swear that's not the truth for most of you guys watching. Most of you are in your 20s and 30s. And maybe you want to have kids in the future, in which case you want to optimize your sperm quality and sperm health. Like, the sooner you do it, the better. Avoid TRT, because that will make you infertile immediately. Many doctors don't seem to know this. Unbelievable. I had a client call yesterday with a guy who was in his early 20s, and there were doctors trying to get him on TRT because he's very low testosterone. The first one who was trying to push TRT onto him didn't know that TRT immediately nukes any activity from your balls, so you stop producing, your sperm count goes to crap. And it's a very effective, what's it called? Like the pill, birth control. Very effective, but most men don't want that. And you certainly don't want it permanently. But anyway, most of you guys I don't think want that. I think most of you guys who watch me are also watching other self-improvement guys. I think you are interested in becoming more attractive, let's say. And I promise you, getting some car is not the answer. Especially if you've not got the physique or the outrageously confident behaviour, the assertiveness and charisma and that kind of thing. And especially if you're having morning wood problems. And the even bigger one is the 40 grand deposit on a house. Think what you could have put that 40 grand into. That is a liability, assuming you're not going to rent that thing out, that could have been put into yourself. I'm saying if you're in your 20s or 30s, be a bit more selfish. Deposit on a house, really, historically and traditionally, the whole point of that was to raise a family. Whereas in today's world, when guys do this, they're doing it for a wife that doesn't really want them, and for kids they can't really afford, and they haven't got the physical things that I keep mentioning, which is step one. You got to think how much coaching and consulting, how many gym memberships, how many blood tests that 40 grand could have got you. You know, it's perspective. How many supplements? Now, I'm not the biggest supplement fan in the world, but you think supplements are expensive, a 40 grand deposit is just a bit more. So this video has been the biggest indirect reason that most guys will never be high T. If you enjoyed it, found it useful, you'll enjoy this one where I talk about the 6 direct reasons that guys make mistakes and the 6 most common killers of testosterone. I'll see you in that video.